This is a class about mathematics. The subject is propositional logic, and today we will discuss the relation that is called logical entailment. So, what is it about? Okay, let's just assume that we have just two variables. Let's call them P and Q. And these variables, they are eligible to receive one of two values, whether their value is true or false. So we can see this very familiar truth table where we see that P can be either true or false and Q can be either true or false, and we have different combinations of the two parameters. And if we take those variables P and Q and we mesh them and we toss them over and we make some kind of a combination of those two variables, and we create another two new sentences. Both of them have in them the variable P and Q, or maybe just one of them. And I chose just two examples for this class, for this lesson. So in the first sentence that I chose, I took this simple sentence. This sentence includes the relation and we can see that this sentence is quite simple, and we already know how this truth table of this kind of connector looks, and this is the truth table, and we know that if P and Q are both true, then this sentence P and Q will be true as well, but all the other options, P and Q, will be false. And I also created another sentence. It's just arbitrary. I just decided to create another sentence using P and Q. The other sentence that I created is this sentence. It's P or Q. And we already know how the truth table of P or Q looks. We know that P or Q will be true if at least one of the options P and Q will be true. So if both of them are true, P and Q, both of them, then we know that P or Q will be true as well. But also if only one of P and Q is true, for example, if only this P is true, then also this truth table will show here that this option is true as well. This will be true as well, but if P and Q both are false, then P or Q will be false as well. So this is just the standard truth table of P or Q. But what is interesting right now in our lesson and about the discussion topic that we're on is what is this thing that is called the logical entailment relation. So the thing with this concept is that if I have two sentences, just as I created here, and those two sentences are just based on some variables like I put here on P and Q. So the interesting thing about this relation between those two sentences that I posed here is that if I look at the first sentence, this one, and I find all the cases that it's true, where in all the cases that in the truth table of this sentence, the value is true. If I will pick and just take a glance on the other sentence in the same scenario, in the same case of the values of P and Q, I will see that also the other sentence, the one that is next to it, is also true in the same position. So I can see that here it's true, and if I will peek just here to its side, I will see that also the other sentence is also true at the same location. But we cannot say it's on the other way around. I mean, if I will look at this sentence and I will look at certain places where it is true, and I will peek to see what's going on in the other sentence, oops, here I see it's not true. I can see that in these two cases, here it's true, And in this sentence, it's not true. So we can see that this relation does not have to be to the two direction as well. It's the direction may be just in one direction in one direction, and this is the direction that the entailment relation applies and happens. So in order to make it more understandable and to show you why this kind of logical entailment relation makes sense and where can it be useful in real life scenarios, because it actually does make sense to use it in all kinds of cases. I will show you where it makes sense in real life. So let's say in my case, I am looking for a boyfriend or a husband or just a friend. So when I look and I try to evaluate the people that I meet, the men that I date or meet, so when I try to evaluate them and to try to see who they are and what their character is like, so I put my emphasis on two main characters. First of all, I want to see if the person that I'm meeting or dating, whether this man has this trait of conscientiousness. That means he's a responsible person. When I call him, he answers the phone. When the clock rings in the morning, he gets up and he goes to work. And he's kind of a responsible person, one that I can depend on. So this kind of character trait, I called it P. And when I meet people, it's whether they have this character, then they get the value true on this character P, or if they don't have it and they are kind of lazy and they don't answer my phone and I never know where they are and they don't get up to work, or they don't have a job at all, so they're kind of low in this characteristic, so they get false in this variable. Another trait that I look and I observe at people that I meet and I date is whether they are nice people, whether they are agreeable. Are they empathetic? Are they nice to hang out with? Do they have sense of humor? Are they smiling? Are they people that is nice and I'm happy to be around because they're good nature and easygoing character and they're kind of sweet. So this kind of character, I'll call it agreeableness. I will call it here Q. And every person that I meet, I check, do they have this kind of characteristic? Are they agreeable or are they not? Are they kind of all the time want to fight? They don't cooperate and they're kind of grumpy. So if this is their character, then they get false in this assessment. So as I can see that now if I'm looking at the person that I'm meeting or dating, now if this is a person that I'm considering him to be my husband or a long-term monogamous relationship, I will be very picky and I will be very deliberate on my assessment on this person. I want to be sure that I'm choosing a person that is high also on agreeableness and also on conscientiousness. I also want him to be responsible, conscientious, responsible, work, have a good job ethic, but I also want him to be agreeable, be a nice person, be fun to be around, and so on. So if I'm assessing a person to be my husband or a long-term monogamous relationship, I will want this person to have both. Responsible, be conscientiousness, and also be agreeable. So I want this person to have both the characteristics. And I can say that a person will be eligible to be my husband or long-term boyfriend to a serious relationship only if you have both of those characters. So only then I can say, true, this person is fit to be my husband. In all other cases, if this person only have one of those characteristics, he's only nice but he's not responsible, or he's only responsible but he's not nice, or if he doesn't even have either one of those characters, this person will get a false as his option or ability to be my husband. But when we come to the assessment of a person to be not a husband but just a fleeting friend, something that is short term, maybe just a friend, maybe just a person to hang out with, not anything serious. So in this case, I'm much more lenient in my observation and my testing that I do to that person. And actually, in this case, it's just enough for me in order for a man to be my friend if you have just one of those characters, whether he is a conscientiousness or whether he's agreeable, and one of them would be enough. I mean, if you have both, then even better, but one of them will be enough. The only time that he will flunk the test and he will not be eligible to be even not a friend of mine, is if he doesn't have any of them. If he's not agreeable and he's not conscientiousness, he's not an industrious person, he doesn't have any of those characters, then he will not even be able to be my friend. I will not want him even as a friend. So we can see it here in the truth table that if this person have both of these characters, he is also agreeable, is also conscientiousness, he has it in also agreeableness, then absolutely I would like him to be my friend. But also if you have only one of those characters and not the other one, I would also accept him as a friend. But I will decline his friendship if he doesn't have any one of those two characteristics. So what we see here is something very interesting. If I'm looking at the first sentence, the sentence of the husband, the sentence in which I demand both characters, also P and also Q, with the connector and. So I can see that I only have here one true option in this truth table, but when I look at the situation where this sentence that has the connector and in it, when it's true, if I glance my look and if I observe what happens in the same scenario, in the same situation of P and Q, if I look what happens here under the other sentence, what do I discover? That this is true as well. So this is kind of relationship that is called entailment. And we can see, we can really see that when this sentence, the first one, is true, if I will look and glance to what happens in the other sentence in the same case, it will be true as well. So we can say that there is a relationship of entailment here, but it does not apply in the other direction. It does not apply in the other direction in this sense that if I look at the second sentence and I look at these two cases where it's true, I can have a friend as I can have this person as a friend of mine, something temporary, something not serious. If I will glance at what happened in the first sentence, I can see that here it's false. In the cases that it's enough for me to have a friend, just something temporary, and it's enough for me that he will have only one of those characters of conscientiousness and agreeableness. So yeah, I will take him as just a temporary friend or something superficial. But when I will observe what happens in the same scenarios at the first sentence, this does not it's not true here. It's false. So we can see that the entailment right now in this example, it only holds in one direction. So the first sentence has this relation with the second one, but not the other way around. So I hope this is clear. You can leave remarks in the in the remarks section of this video. You can also give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you soon in the next lesson.